Hey everybody, welcome back to The Boring Show. I'm Andrew Brogdon from the Flutter team, and we have a new face on The Boring Show today.
Hi, I'm Mary Shah, and I work with Flutter at Google.
Yeah. And so I was talking with Mary the other day, and she had kind of a cool idea for something she'd like to try on The Boring Show. And I was like, I love cool ideas for things to try on The Boring Show. So let's get into the studio and do it. You want to?
Yeah, sure. So back in the 2000s, and even now on the internet, there are lots of these glittery GIFs. So here is an example, and you've probably seen these on those websites where you can type some text in and then you get this glittery text effect and it's a GIF. So we want to build that in Flutter today.
Mm-hmm. And so we're going to make a widget that basically does this effect. That's the idea, right?
Yeah, and then when we have time, we can change it so you can customize the colors so you don't have to pick from a bunch of GIFs. You can just make your own. And yeah. And
this will be an interesting foray into widget performance because I have a feeling there'll be a lot of, if we do these as individual widgets, there will be a lot of widgets.
Yeah.
So
let's.
But that's the fun.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's just lots of tiny widgets. Like I would maybe make a grid of 1,000 tiny small containers maybe and just animate them in and out.
You could also do like a stack with
true.
Positioned widgets and then just give them random coordinates or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like if there's two layers in this particular one. There's the cross, the white crosses that are kind of on top of the layer of rectangles or squares.
Like the little paparazzi flashes.
So maybe we should start with the simpler...
You want you just dots to start?
Simple. Let's just start with small dots, let's say. So let's go to the thing here, Android Studio.
Mm-hmm.
What we have now is this.
The default app.
We should get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah,
okay,
let's obliterate everything.
I should have done this earlier.
That's all right.
Yeah, let's just call this. That's fine, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine. This don't need the title anymore. Oh. Okay. This will take a while.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. So we just have in our build method returning a...
It's probably a long time since you've actually seen this app, right?
Oh, yeah. Like
if you're working on stuff that you started a while back, you don't see the counter app as much anymore.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. No app bar. Body.
Just like center and then like...
Okay, let's get rid of this too. Yeah, let's just do a center and child container, and let's just start with something small. And
you type so much faster than me.
Oh, but I'm missing a run somewhere as usual. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay,
all right.
We can just get a small piece of glitter going. Or I can make it bigger, actually, and just make the pieces bigger. Okay, so we have this, and from our picture here, we have these little squares. So do you think we should start with a stack, or should we just start with plotting? Well, I think we need a stack.
I was thinking a stack because it's flexible.
Yeah,
even if you wanted to do a grid later, you could almost still do it with a stack, right?
So let's do that. So we have here.
This is the Command Alt L is my format.
Oh yeah, Command
Option.
Alt,
Sorry.
Wait, that's an A. There we go. Okay, but okay, it's very different than what I use. Okay. So let's just call this thing the create glitter pieces. And let's put that here. This is not going to be neat, though.
It's all right.
Okay,
you must never have seen the show before if you think we do neat code.
It always looks really smart. I don't know.
We have like to-dos from previous episodes and things and stuff like that.
So we're returning a widget here. Create glitter pieces. And so this is going to return a stack of items that are randomly placed on this area. So we know the size of this thing is 300. So we just need a randomly height and width add the height and width. Well,
do you want to give it like a number of pieces to do?
yeah, we should probably do that. So let's just say like 10 pieces. And let's start with 10. And let's put that in the stack here, actually.
Okay, so it'll just create the children.
Yeah.
List of children, okay.
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
Parts of the stack. Well, it has to be we have to give the positions of the children. But we can do that in the create glitter pieces thing. Okay. So why is that not happy with me?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
you're
that's
doing
because of the list. You're right. Mine, I also don't have the autocomplete, so I'm like, what? Okay, sure. So it's gonna be a for loop. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can't do for loops when I'm on camera.
This is not no one's asking you to do FizzBuzz. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I know, you're used to like iterating over collections, right? It's like, what do you mean I have to do it in order? Can't I just do...
It turns out a lot of the times at work I don't actually write for loops.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just going to be create piece. Just a singular piece. And then I guess we can pass in, or...
So we need a list that we're going to put it in, right?
Yes. And then I guess here it can figure out the location. So yeah, what do we want to call it? Pieces. Yeah. Oh, it's just actually going to be this. I remember reading somewhere that we don't have to put the type here anymore.
You do when you're doing that, because it'll infer the type, but there's nothing for it to infer.
Right. If I had already put in a piece there, then it wouldn't.
Yeah. There's also a really annoying thing you can get into if you were doing, like if you were giving the stack its list of children, and you like declared a list constant, and everything in it was like a positioned widget.
Yeah.
It would be, oh, that's a list of positioned and not a list of widget, and then you do need the little type identifier.
That's true. Okay, so this will actually just create a widget. Okay, so why is this not being used? Did I spell it wrong?
I don't think you're adding anything to the you need to like
add. Right. Oh geez. Okay. Oh no, that is the command I usually use for formatting. Let's just.
You were free, by the way, to go in and the preferences and change it.
No, that's too much effort. Okay.
I think return pieces is now outside the function.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Nice and clean now. Okay, so instead of returning a container, we want to first find a random x and y. So
enter Dart math.
Yes. So that's gonna be somewhere here. Dart math. I don't know. I always put as math, although for some of the other ones I import, I don't ever use as.
There's some that you like HTTP.
You really want to.
I always import as HTTP, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think it's just random. No, actually, you don't want to do that. You want to create the random first. Random. And then you can do random dot next
double, probably?
Sure. And then we want to
multiply it by something that we did not give this function.
Well, I guess we could
you just take it as a constant,
yeah, so let's do that. So const width is 300 and 300. So to be neat, we should use underscores. Oh no. So did you ever see these glitter things when you were younger, when they were popular?
Yeah. I mean, if it's like old web stuff, not to date myself too bad, but like when I first started like using the web and making websites, the default background color for pages was still gray. Which I feel like there's a certain like level of oldness that you remember that.
I remember
from like using Mosaic before like any other browsers existed and stuff like that.
There was this one time where a lot of the default websites had this nice beveled beige background.
I remember that,
yeah. And then the MySpace era happened, and then everyone had glitter backgrounds, and yeah. So we want to return a positioned at that location. So let's just say the top is X. No, wait. Top would be Y. And left, let's say, is X.
Okay, so
I think I might actually just rename these to offset, because that's a little easier to read. Left offset for...
Good call.
Yeah. Cool.
Quick question. How big are our glitter pieces?
That's a
And
good...
do we need to subtract that from the amount of width and height that we were using as the range?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay, so let's say the piece itself, well, let's define that here. Piece is 10 by 10, let's say.
Sure.
Okay. 10, height 10, and color, let's just say blue for now.
I wonder if,
We'll have to randomly...
You can always randomize the color too.
We should, at some point. So, this is the piece, but we want to do this and then minus the 10. Oh, let's put these as piece size. Although usually when I'm coding, I just hard code everything.
I think we need parentheses around that, right, on the subtraction.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, autocomplete parens.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes helpful, sometimes not.
So one question here actually is, usually you don't specify the type if it's obvious, but here it actually assumes that it's going to be an int. So you can either do final double piece size, or you can just define it like that. Do you have a preference of which one you use?
Oh, that's true. For like things that are already typed, it'll do the conversion for you. But if it's something you're declaring yourself, then I do it with the .0 on it.
Mm-hmm. One extra
it's
character.
One significant digit.
Yeah, okay. Piece size. Okay.
I got to use the integer division operator in something the other day. I was
Oh.
like, I've never used it before.
Oh, there we go. So we have
Yeah, we got stuff.
some sort of glittery thing.
Yeah.
I think if we were to...
Looks
every time
looks
we
like a
save...
petri dish.
Yeah, this is nice. And then eventually... So what we want is actually... This is like one frame of a glitter animation.
Mm-hmm.
We want this to happen continuously.
Oh, wow.
But not even, like in this case here, if we find a piece, so that piece never moves, but this one just comes in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yeah, there's
one,
some that like stick around.
Yeah. So we could have multiple types, right? So this is the first type. Colorate. Glitter pieces. So we kind of have something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
We can call these ones the static glitter pieces.
Ah, okay.
And piece. So we're gonna add the static one and then add the animated ones.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, so we'll do the exact same thing here, but instead of static, we'll be doing the animated glitter piece. Also. So let's just change these to green for ease of...
Okay, so if we're gonna have if we're gonna have static ones and we're gonna have animated ones,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna call a method to make them both,
Mm-hmm.
then the create static ones are gonna have to store their locations in between calls somewhere, right? If they're gonna stay in the same place.
Right. Well, I think...
Or are we just gonna make them once?
We're going to make them once, and the animated ones just kind of animate in and out in the same location.
Okay.
So the only reason these were moving now was because I was hot reloading them, and so they were getting saved and reset.
I got it.
Yeah. So why are this doing this thing again? So create static. Oh yeah, it's because there's two of them. So this is going to be animated.
Can't have two functions at the same time.
Yeah.
What is the world coming to?
Those red squigglies are super helpful. Okay, so here we want the green ones to animate in and out. And so we could use an animated container, I'm guessing, for something like that. Maybe it would just work if we do that. I should probably look up the documentation because I don't remember exactly what it needs.
Oh, animated container?
Yeah.
It's just a
like
container with a duration.
Oh, okay.
That's really about it.
And
then it animates when you rebuild it. So we'd have to have some.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Well, we could use the animated crossfade, although I feel like that one's not going to be that performant. So you'd be crossfading between the green square and a container that's size 0. So, I mean, we could try that.
Okay, that would make it like
kind of go
shrink.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, let's try. Or even between the background color and green. So then it would
just transparent.
Yeah, transparent. That's a good point. Yeah, so let's try that. Animated crossfade.
Although you can probably do all that with the animated crossfade. Do you have to give it the animation controller or
no, you give it the condition. You give it a duration and a condition. Oh, so in this case we still don't actually have a condition. It could just be based on time. So if the second is a even number or something, start the animation or something like that.
Okay.
Well, we should probably figure out what we want our the thing that determines when to go on and off is, and how long to make the animation. I don't really know how fast these are going. More than once a second.
It's probably like a 6-frame image, so probably pretty fast.
We can do slower glitter too, though. So we could start with animated crossfade, maybe. So I think it was like child 1. No, I don't remember the documentation for that. So search. The other thing we could do is use a timer, and so every 50 milliseconds or something, restart the animation.
I mean, have you considered just having an animation controller that we define? And
we could do that
way?
too, yeah. These animated container and animated crossfade don't require the animation controller, so
they're implicit.
Yeah,
right?
so you like avoid having to create one yourself. But if we're going to do other animations too, we could use an animation controller. Do you want to do that?
It's up to you. You're at the keyboard.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Let's do that, because that means we can probably do more fine-grained control of the animations. Okay, so in that case, I will find the animation controller. And Flutter does have a whole page about how to create one of these. Oh, see, here's an example. Okay.
Flutter's going to have a lot more animation resources in the coming months.
That will be good.
This is something we're doing a big push on.
Okay, so I'm just going to start copying and pasting the code from the example into here so I don't have to type it. Let's see, we're going to start with here. And okay, let's actually just copy this whole thing. So, we need to do this. Whoops. So, what animations have you built? Like
I mean, I've done a lot as one-offs.
Uh-huh.
I have one that's one of the first projects I did. Whenever I'm learning a new system, I make Reversey. Do you know the game Reversey?
No.
Yeah, it's also called Othello in some places.
Oh, okay.
It's like the white and black things.
Yeah,
you like flip them over. The AI for that is like really super simple. And so whenever I'm learning a new system, I like to code that game in it.
Oh.
And so I have one. It's up in a GitHub repo. It's called like Flutter Flip or something like that. But it's got a little indicator for when it's thinking. It just has like 5 little circles that go like this, and just kind of like, I'm thinking right now of what to play, and then that goes away. And so.
And that was your custom animation.
Yeah, and actually I need to go back and fix it because I use an opacity widget to hide the animation.
Right.
Which means the animation is still running. It's just not on screen.
Yeah,
and so like it
great.
will really cook my laptop to have it going 60 FPS on a simulator or emulator for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could use your controller to just stop the animation and then hide it. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, duration, we can just create one here, I guess. Let's say How fast do you think that was going?
That's pretty fast. We can always speed it up and slow it down later, right? Milliseconds, I think, is a good idea, but yeah.
Let's just start with that for now. Okay. This we actually, I don't know if we need this yet.
That we're not setting the widget, the duration of the widget. I don't think we'll ever need that.
Okay, so the type of animation we want, we can choose out of, hang on, there is a place with animation controller, animation behavior, duration, and animating. Because with every animation controller, you have a animation object.
So we probably make a tween?
Yeah. Color tween. That could be cool, or we can just do a regular tween. Sure, let's do this one. I don't know if I've used this one before. The color begin and color end. That seems pretty good. Yeah, all right. So we want to create that probably. Let's do it up here. So color tween. Begin and end. Cool. And so we want to say that our controller's animation, is that tween. Oh, that's not how we do it.
It's the tween you animate the controller.
Oh, okay.
Was it yelling at us up there?
Oh, yeah, I see a little thing going on here. Oh, yes. So this is final because these aren't constants. Okay, cool. So let's go back down here. Right, so the animation we add the controller to. Whoops. Tween. Animate. Wait, that's not right. Controller?
Yep, I believe that is how you do it. Controller is itself like a listenable or something like that.
Okay, so now if we... Oh no, I've lost track of how to use your trackpad again. Whoops, okay. All right, so now I save it and it is not animating because I have not forwarded
We're not using the animation anywhere.
Yeah, this is true. So this is something where when we initialize, we want to start the animation. So it would be controller.forward.
Here's a thought too.
Yeah.
So we gave it 500 milliseconds, right? So we're gonna hit forward. It's gonna animate for 500 milliseconds.
Right, and then
it'll stop and never start.
Right.
And I know you could do a trick with like a status listener to tell it like when you get to the end, turn around and go back.
Right.
Which you.
Yeah, you could do that, or we can just do a timer to keep.
Oh, like ticking forward.
Yeah, but I think the status listener is probably the right way to do it.
I know I've used that one before.
Yeah, I've used that one before too to check if an animation has completed and then do something. So forward, and so we actually want to maybe do controller.add listener. It's like status.
Animation status.
Status, yeah, and then if it's completed. Oops. Status.
I think.
Oh no.
I think there's a leading parentheses you need.
Oh yeah.
Or parenthesis.
Yeah.
That you need there.
There we go. Okay.
And then animation status.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Cool. So if it's completed, we will just reverse it.
Yes. Pull a Bonnie Tyler and turn around.
And if otherwise, we will. If it's. We have to forward it again though.
I think it's dispose or something like that of the statuses. You might go look at the enum probably, and we can find.
Yeah, let me make this not bad. Let's see. Oh, it's missing this. There we go. No, wait.
I think it's add status listener. I think there's like a regular listener and then there's a status listener
that makes sense.
too. There we go.
Animation status. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So adding regular listeners are pretty nice for doing other things, like if you had another widget that needed to know when this animation was done. Yeah, so otherwise, let's look at the animation status here. So we have dismissed, forward, reverse, and completed.
Dismissed. That's got to be it.
Stopped at the beginning. Yeah, so dismissed.
Yeah, so you got dismissed on one side, and then you're moving forward, and then you get completed, and then you've got reverse, and then you got dismissed again.
Right.
Okay.
So, cool. Let's try that. Word. Dismissed.
I bet this exact status listener exists in like 1,000 Flutter apps in GitHub right now.
Oh, this thing to
I bet like a
back
zillion
forth, back
people have
forth.
this like back and forth thing on their animation.
Yeah, I mean, your Othello app loading thing would
Yep.
have that too. So this is not doing anything because this is still inside.
So we're still-
This is
okay.
accidentally inside there. Okay, whoops. Yeah, so we add the status listener, and now it is not working.
So we're not, I think we're still not using the animation value to do anything,
Oh,
right?
that's true. Yes.
And I think we also need to
Yeah,
do
here I am
something
just
to
using-
trigger, we have to do something to trigger a rebuild based on the animation too.
Okay. So here we want to not use a container. We want to use the animated version here. So we need to pass in the animated container, and the value would be the controller's value.
So animated container, we wouldn't be using with control
Oh yeah,
of our
it's
own,
like
right?
there's like some other one.
There's an animated builder.
animated
we
builder,
could use.
and that takes into animation, which
Yeah.
would in this case be our
Your
color tween.
dot
think.
animate, whatever it is.
Yeah. So
Oh wait, hold on. I think that returns something.
this.
No, the animate call. I think that's the animation that we want to. We want to store that in our state object somewhere.
Oh, I think it's like a animation. Oh, in which case this would actually just be
Right.
out here. Yeah, usually you store an animation and an animation controller. And you can have multiple.
Let's say we might end up with a bunch of
Yeah,
animations.
and they all use the same controller because, yeah. Okay, so this is the thing we would pass into our animated builder,
Mm-hmm.
which instead of using the container, we have that here. Builder, and I never remember the function.
I always do. If you do hold down Command and then hover over the name of the property, it'll tell you.
Oh, not
Whoa.
like that. Command,
So that'll yeah. If you
hover.
wait, sorry. If you put the parentheses on it,
Oh.
and then you can do that.
Oh,
it'll
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you those.
Oh, no. Okay. It'll tell you, but you have to type it still.
Right. And
Oh,
then if you type up,
animation and,
there should be a widget builder.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And, okay, so we need an animation, which in our case is animation. And we need a builder. Build, context. Widget?
Yeah. What was the other thing it said it took?
It said widget, but I don't think it.
If you do the same trick, hovering
Oh,
over
yeah,
the
widget, and then, okay, so widget. But I think usually for this case, I just put this in there. But I'm actually not sure that's the right thing to do. We'll see. And then there's that. And that. Okay.
boom.
Okay.
That was
It's
gonna
not null.
obviously that was gonna happen. So wait, why does the builder take a widget? Is this the unanimated portion?
It takes in the. We're supposed to use the animation in our container, I think, somewhere, possibly. But at this point, it's null. So.
Okay, so that might just be a state issue. If you did you do a full restart
no, let's
or
do that.
just a
Let's
hot
do-
reload?
Okay.
Okay.
So. I'm still only returning the container as is. Instead, I'm supposed to return animation.value here, because that would be either green or transparent. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's
They're
cool.
doing it.
Okay, so we have one of them. So now if we look back at our reference and what we have here, we account for the...
We have significantly less glitter, but we do have glitter.
Yes, and it's going way slower, but that's okay. I'm not really liking how it animates this gray color, but that's not really an issue, I guess, right now. It seems like they just have a lot more of them, so maybe we should just increase.
Do you want to just say like 100 of them and just see?
Yeah, and
how
also
well?
they have different colors, so we can randomize the colors as well. So let's go back here. So yeah, 100 down here. Oh, okay.
Well, we got a lot more.
Yeah, and then let's do colors. So, randomly choosing a color, the math.random function just gives you an integer. So if we wanted to use colors, we could do the RGBs and randomly generate.
Yeah, there is like
those.
color.from RGB, I think.
Yeah, there is.
And you just give it 3 random.
This is one of those things I feel like there's a lot on GitHub. Like a lot of people have randomly generated colors too. It could be kind of cool if it was a colors.random. I wish. No, okay.
That seems like something they wouldn't have put in the SDK. It would be
Yeah.
like one of those things that Ian would be like, that's inefficient to make a new random number generator for every color, so I won't do it.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to encourage you to do something inefficient.
There's probably a library for it. Anyway,
sure.
so we can just do that here anyway, outside of, or in here. It will return a color. Get random color. I really feel like I've written this function before in my life at some point.
More than likely.
More than once, maybe. All right, we just want to get color dot from. Oh, it can even give us the alpha, which is kind of nice.
Oh, yeah.
So it can randomly generate that too. So let's do that random thing here again. We could actually create this way earlier on. Or does it have to be created after your classes?
Wait, what just happened?
I mean, we could create this out here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
So are we talking about making each piece of glitter its own color?
Yes.
Okay, so if we're going to need to do that, we can't use the same tween anymore for all of them, right?
Yes, that's
We
true.
need to create a tween on the... so maybe
On the
create
fly.
random colored tween
Yeah.
would be the way to go.
Right, but yeah. Yes. The static pieces also need to be random colored though, and they don't have the tween, so we can put the tween inside here instead.
Okay.
Yeah, or somewhere. Let's move this out here. I think actually this thing has a palette of, say, 30 colors, so if we wanted to, we could hard code those, but that's something we can do if we wanted to give a certain aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are not limited by the raster's
Yeah.
color palette.
Where were we? Random. We don't need this anymore. This is. Your laptop got really loud. It kind of feels like
It's because
this
we're
is not-
constantly animating.
this is not performant.
That's just, it's 60 frames per second on a simulator.
Yeah. Okay. We are doing random. Next. Double. That works for the alpha. Oh no. Alpha takes
Yeah,
an
I
int.
think it's,
Oh.
they're all like next int 255 basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess opacity goes from 0 to 1, but
Mhm.
alpha goes from 0 to 255.
Actually, wait, do we want the random color to give us a full, do we want it to give us transparent colors, or do we want to do the transparency as part of the animation?
Yeah, let's just keep it as 255
yeah.
for now.
Because some of them will end up being shades of pink anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Get random color. Wait.
That's
That's
where we
not
did
right.
the get
Whoops.
next int,
Yes, you're right.
which you had before I
Yeah. No, that's
stopped.
alright. Get. And I think it's 255. That's what we pass in. Or isn't defined for the class random. But why is that?
You got to give it a max, right? Or no, it's next int, I think, not get next int.
Oh.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Int max. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay. Okay. So
Magic of cut and paste.
yes. And that. Nope, not that. What did I do wrong now? Return color. I did miss that.
Yeah, you do want that, but then you put the comma on the end and it'll form it up.
Okay,
Right.
yeah. So this will help out with the blue, but you're right about the tween. We need to do something there. Okay, so now we have this.
Whoa.
Okay, that looks interesting.
Our Petri dish is more
It makes me think of those, what are those pixel art things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so instead of the tween being up here then, we will put it...
We have a widget, tween per widget.
Yeah, so that means we have to create it in here, and we have to move this to here.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't have to be underscored anymore. Get random color, transparent. Maybe that works. I think I saved it. Okay, they're still all the same color, and this is because I am attaching the same, I think it's the last color that got chosen is getting used as the color here, possibly. So we need to do...
Oh, wait. So animation is still a property on the state object, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're right.
Oh,
the
yeah.
very last widget, they're
Yeah.
all setting the same state object, or the same field in the state object.
Yes, this is true. Okay, so we need to not put that out here because this we actually now have 100 separate animations instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's yelling at us for something.
Yeah.
Oh, you're using the underscore animation
yeah.
still.
Cool. Cool. Okay, that's starting to kind of look more like it. There's a
Interesting.
very unison kind of thing going on here, which is different here because it looks like in here there's more of these, right? They're not all appearing at the same time.
Yeah, see, that's an interesting trick, right?
Yeah.
How do you, like, offset? Because the animation control, all it does is kick out a number from 0 to 1 slowly, and then it reverses and goes back down to 0, and it goes back up to 1. And so if we're using that with the tweens, that's easy to go from one end of the tween to the other end of the tween and have it match. But if you want to, like, start one tween in the middle, have it go to 1 here, and then go back to the...
Yeah, we can reverse...
Like, out of phase with the control. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I think you would want to reverse it. So instead of... Controller reverse. So we could... There can be the create reverse animated glitter piece, and in that case, your color tween starts at transparent and ends at get random color.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
This seems not great to just copy and paste, but let's do that. Okay.
It's epistemic coding. You just say it's epistemic coding, and everybody's like, "Oh, I guess it's important."
I don't know what that word means.
Just means you're figuring it out as you go.
Oh, okay. We can refactor later. Okay, reverse glitter piece. Reverse. Goes in here. Well, I guess reverse animated is cleaner. So reverse animated. Alright. And oh, this is because I forgot to put a comma here.
You might need to do a full restart if you didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see how that.
It looks like we have 2 pulses.
Yeah. It looks okay. I'm not very happy with it.
What if we did 1,000 of them instead of 100?
Yeah,
What would that look like?
And the pieces should be small. Like, they're not all perfectly square. So that's something that we can add. We could add border radiuses randomly, which would give us circles, but I don't know about triangular shaped or whatnot. So maybe piece size for this one, let's say it's 7, and let's try 1,000, and let's make this 300's fine. 500? Oh, what did I do?
Nothing. Your state object has just still got those. It's got the same coordinates for everything. So
Oh,
you just
yeah.
need to do a full hot restart.
Yeah, okay.
That'll throw away your state
Which
object.
I think I did. Okay, height.
Or I could be wrong.
Maybe I hard-coded something somewhere, because that may have happened. Okay, 1,000 pieces. Background, piece size. Okay.
Do you know like Command Shift and then the slash question mark key?
Command Shift slash.
See if that. Whoa, that is not what I expected.
Command
Shift other slash backslash.
Wait, you try Command. Well, maybe it's like a muscle memory thing where you don't remember exactly which.
All right, what is going on here? Are we even attached?
It's possible I just hard coded something somewhere, and that's why it is like that.
I think it doesn't think it's even debugging anymore. I think something bad happened.
Well, we can stop
wanna kill
this
it?
and
Yeah.
reopen it.
There we go. Every once in a while.
You need some music, like elevator music, to play while stuff is building.
We have had them cut in music before. Like when we've had to switch seats, they've put in like little music
so
and effects for us. Okay, yeah, I guess something is hard coded somewhere.
We did
Where
something
did we miss
wrong.
it?
Okay. Height. Oh, I can't even type any. Oh, there we go. It's a little slow now. Okay. 500 or 300. I guess I should look for 300. Nope. Height. Left offset. Oh, well, that's not right then. This is width. This is height. Okay. It's still...
Yeah, I think we have 2 copies of this. So the same errors down here.
This is why we have to refactor later.
Yeah. We say that a lot on this show.
Yeah. Oh, well, cool.
There we go.
Yeah, wow. This is...
How many widgets do we have now?
3001.
Holy heck.
Or, well, more if you can count all the material app and all that stuff. So if we make this piece like 5 just for like size coolness and make... I mean, we could randomly figure out the piece size too at some point, but it kind of looks pretty cluttered. Whoops, let's go to this. So I think we could make all the piece sizes a little smaller, and maybe the animation's faster.
Speeding up the animation would probably help.
Yeah, and...
But I feel like one of the things that's different in that one is that like it has things happening at random times, whereas ours are all moving in concert.
That's true. So we probably need to figure that part out, which means probably fiddling around with the animation value and mapping that to how opaque something is. Well, let's move this to 300, let's say, and let's make this 4. So what we want is inside this animation, instead of using animation.value, we might want to use times a random number maybe, and then it may, so if the value is 1, it would show the fully opaque color, but if the value was half instead, it would be more semi-transparent, and maybe it would animate twice as fast or twice as slow based on the random number that you give it. I don't know if that would work or do anything. I guess I'll just try it.
Yeah, go for it. The value of the animation, though, is a color, right?
Yeah, so it would be... Oh, yeah, so we actually need to animate the value that's not the color. You know how in other animations it's not color tween, but if you're animating a curve or something, the value is a double between 0 and 1. So this doesn't work, but... Well, one thing we can do is define our own color tween class. So we give it a begin and end, and we override the transform. So I think in this case, let's go here. This just equally, right, it like returns the value of this variable at a given animation value. But if we override that, we can map the t. So t would be a value between 0 and 1. And so at 0, it returns transparent, let's say, and at 1, it returns color. And at 0.5, it will map to return the medium gray color. But if we manipulate the lerp ourselves, if we pass it 0.2, you could have it return back the fully opaque color if we wanted to. Like, maybe. I don't know. So we could do that. Yeah, I don't know. We can try
I wonder
that.
if we could also do something you mentioned way back at the beginning, which was the fact if you go look at the one that we're looking at,
Which?
the original image that we were talking about.
Oh, here.
Like, not only are those sort of fading, but they're also just blinking in and out, right?
Yeah, right.
We might try just adding a blink effect on top of what we're already doing.
Okay.
So, like, how could you do that? Because you have the controller, and you could do some math with the value that the controller sticks out on each each build.
I'm looking at this one here, and it's not. It might be going out at some point, but it's actually moving up and down a little bit. Like that's its job is to move up and down a couple pixels, and then I think disappear for a little bit, and then come back and move up and down. And I think that's what a lot of the other ones are doing. Like this one's moving in a circle for a bit, and that one's moving left and right. So maybe if we added some movement to
We've
our
got
pieces.
positioned widgets. We could animate the positions, right?
Yeah, so maybe that will give it something like that.
Sure.
I don't know. Because right now they're more...
Everything is sort of static.
Yeah. Okay, so that happens here. We would want to put this whole thing inside the animated builder
Right.
in that case. So put that here. Okay, let's actually...
It just goes inside as the...
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. We're still going to just name it piece for cleaner code. This would just be returned. Okay.
What?
I didn't actually change anything, but whoa.
So I think now you're calling next double every time now.
Oh, every time during the animation. Okay, so these actually could be out.
So that, yeah.
But then we do want to
Mess with them.
times anime. The value is a color though, so we want to give it some other random.
We can make another animation using the controller. Right?
That's true. Let's do that. Okay, so this time the animation is also specific to each piece, so we don't want a global one. We just want one down here. So that means it would be an animated builder within an animated builder.
Wait, no. You could, if you're animating two things off the same controller, you can, if you want, just use the controller as the animation that goes in the animation. Because all that's used for is to tell the animated builder when to rebuild.
Oh, okay.
That's all it's used for.
Cool.
And so you can give it the controller there because all the animations you're doing are based off of that controller.
I see. Okay.
And then you can still use the values from them
Okay.
I believe this is accurate. You can
We'll
still
find
use
out.
animations based on that controller all you want. And
Well, so when I say this animation is still talking about tween animation, so let's rename that tween. And then we can create another one here, which would be, instead of color tween, this one is movement, so position animation. And this would be just some, let's see what we have here.
This would be just like a double tween or something.
Oh, wow, lots of options. There's cubic curve, elastic in, foot curve. I never get to use any of these cool things. Sawtooth. Train hopping animation.
That's interesting.
The names are very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's from like one animation to another, and it like maximizes the two curves or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so there's.
So some of these are tweens. I think some are curves rather than tweens, and you can
Right.
give a tween a curve anyway.
Oscillating curve. Does it? I don't know if it matters which one we use right now.
No, we can always, like, this is the magic of hot reload. We can just change the curve and reload.
Let's try elastic in curve. Yeah, so there's.
We can all thank Greg for these
This is
really
very
cool animations that we have a chance to plug.
That kind of wiggles
Yep.
a bit. Okay,
Yeah, there's a person on the team who makes these little videos. I think automatically they're generated. I think this is something that wizardry that he knows how to do.
Is this like screen? This video screen? Is this a Flutter?
I think this is like done using Flutter driver or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me anyway.
Yeah.
They have some of the widget classes have our widget of the week videos embedded in their API doc page too.
That's cool. All right, so let's do elastic in curve. So let's do elastic in curve, and it takes a period. The duration of the oscillation.
So wait, this is a curve rather than a tween.
Right. But it should still return back.
Is there an animate method? Yeah. So there's no animate method
yeah,
on this.
I
I
see
think
that.
we still need to make a tween, but we give it this curve.
Oh, okay. Oh, this curve tween. Controller driver curve tween. Oh, and then we pass in the type of curve we want. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so this would actually be curve tween. I'm just going to use 0.4.
The default that it
because-
had.
Oh, this doesn't even need it. Okay. Oh, all right then. Cool.
And then we need to use that.
Yeah,
So
so
that's going to go from 0 to 1, right?
Yes. So you want to, let's say, add the 0 to 1
start with that times like 5 and just see what it
Yeah.
looks like. It's not going to be much movement, but there'll be like.
Yeah, we'll see how that looks. And maybe we could comment out the. So let's comment out this one for clarity and. Oh, they all move. Okay, so we don't want them all to move the same way. We want them to move uniquely. So that goes back to creating this thing. Wait, this is always going to be like that. This. This needs to happen out here, maybe?
This is interesting.
Why does...
So we're getting the same animation for everything, right?
Yeah.
Which means the 0 to 1 value that we're multiplying is always the same.
Yeah.
And what we really want is to be like for all these to be like randomly off,
Right.
out of phase with one another.
Right.
And I bet there's a slick way to do that, and I don't know it off the top of my head.
Why can't
someone in
we...
the comments can let us know.
Why can't we just do get random number here? I forgot. Maybe we tried this
We
earlier.
can, but then it's gonna scale. They'll all still be moving in the same way at the same time.
Oh, okay.
It'll just be at a different scale, I think. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
Actually,
Wait.
no. If you're getting in a new random each time, then that would be slightly different. You're right.
Where's next? Let's try that and see what happens. Oh, maybe I needed.
Next, I think next double, because it's so small, might be cutting into that too much.
Oh, so let's do next int 5. Let's say. So it'll only move it.
Still not moving much.
I think the whole thing is kind of. So it seems like instead of, we need to manipulate this value. I think we actually want to manipulate this thing up here, the duration. So some of them run for 300 milliseconds and other ones run for 600, and they do their little movement while they run.
So we can do that. That means we end up with more than one controller.
Yeah.
Do you want to try it? Because we're bumping up against end of the episode time.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like make 6
Sure.
controllers or something real quick and
Okay, let's do that. So we just kind of.
just make a list of them. That way we can get them by index, maybe.
That's true.
This is healthy to have 1,000 widgets.
I was gonna start naming them duration 1, duration 2, and just keep going from there. Okay. 6 animation controllers. That's a new thing for me. So let's say that many, and then 1. Okay, let's do 100, 300. I don't know why I backspaced that. Okay, let's make this one 1,000 just for.
And it's yelling at you because you got a list widget up there.
Oh, whoops. That happens. Okay. I'm so used to typing that. This is his duration. Oh, yeah, because it is a list already. I don't have to define that. Okay. Cool. And then we go down here.
So where do we make our controller?
So we want to create 6 controllers as well.
Yeah.
So this
List animation controller.
This doesn't seem great. So maybe next time we should figure out how to improve performance here. So dot add. And so we want to do wait. Why can we just do in
As I say, you could probably do
duration?
controller. You could probably just map the list of durations to a list of controllers and do it in
That's
one go.
true. So it's more like controller dot. No wait.
Or controller
duration dot map.
Yeah.
And then controller dot add, and then in this stuff here. I don't know if that actually would work. So I'm missing.
So you're gonna get a duration there, right?
Yeah.
And then you would
then
just do the arrow syntax.
Oh.
And you can do.
I think it's just this, right? With
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You
I
can.
think it's just. Oh, the parens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think we need one here and one here, and one.
There's a brace
here.
There we go.
And then, nope. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I feel like this is still not right.
That's gonna yell at you.
Oh no.
Because it was just a function parameter, so you didn't need that. You don't need that.
Oh yeah.
You're good.
But then why is there a squiggly here? I don't like. I can't figure out why something is missing. Expected to find. That's not right. Maybe it's. Okay, so this definitely maps to this one. The add. Oh yeah, so I'm missing that.
On the inside, I think.
Okay, there we
you
go.
We do this for a living.
It happens a lot. Okay. Okay, we also need to do this all in here. No.
No, you need to
No,
move
no,
the, make the, so take the add status listener
Yeah.
and put it on the end of the
Oh,
animation controller constructor call and make it a cascade.
Yeah, okay, so let's do this. It's
This will be
somewhere
this little-
around
Right there, yeah.
here.
So paste and
remove this and that. Oh, this is so...
hold on. So double dot the add status listener. I think.
yeah, it's double dot, you're right.
And then
This is also double dot.
yeah.
And... Oh, this is not great. Because we need to forward and reverse them. And we don't have reference to the controller that we're at right now. So, we could just do a for loop out here. It's not gonna look great.
That's okay.
I think it's just, we can just do controller in controller? Does that, I don't remember if Dart has in, but I feel like...
Final controller thing I want you to do. There you go.
Yeah.
And
then all these would be just this.
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Do you want to read? This is bothering me. Do you want to rename underscore controller to underscore controllers?
Oh, yeah.
It's driving me crazy.
I should do that with durations, too. Yes. Okay, there's probably a find and replace. Oh, that is...
Yeah, Shift F6 is the rename. Oh, no.
Oh, this is not going to be great because it's going to
You
rename.
just put the S's on there manually, I would.
Okay. We have the technology for this.
I know.
Okay. And... Oh, this is... Okay.
For each dispose, yeah. That's, closing things when you're done.
Oh, this is
That's
not
for-
great. I think I just need to do this and then do this. And this is going to complain because...
You gotta close parentheses.
Oh my
right
gosh,
there.
this is autocomplete.
And then
Oh, it's going to be something like...
arrow
Yeah,
syntax C dispose.
Ah,
There we go.
neat. All right, so I'm also having trouble here because it's going to be the... Oh yeah, so we want to pick a random one to choose.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be...
No, we're gonna do that outside the builder, right? Outside the
Yes.
animated builder itself.
Yes. Okay, so... Okay.
So next int 6, right? That'll get us 0 to 5.
Yeah, let's just call it... Okay, here's when I start. No custom. Can't... Okay. Next int 5. Okay. It's gonna be... Oh yeah, it's not times.
We
It's
need
gonna be
the
the index item of that. Oh yeah, we renamed this. Oh no, we have to go through and add S's to everything. Oh wait, this is...
Pluralize all the things. And
We have to put this way up here.
way up there. Okay.
And...
Start using it everywhere.
Yeah, okay, so let's just say that... Oh, this is annoying. Okay, let's copy this into this function too. And it's over here. This one is static, so it does not have that problem. Okay,
What analyzer errors do we still have?
we have one here, which is... Oh yeah, this is supposed to just be now custom
Controller, right?
Yeah. Oh, alright. We might have never initialized it.
What's the
Controller
actual exception, real quick?
Oh yeah, it's
Getting back in. Yeah. Try just do a hot restart just to make sure.
okay. Stop. And start.
I bet this laptop is going to sound like a jet engine on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see which line it is failing at. 67. we have added our animation controllers here. And then we are checking each of them, and it's saying that iterator was called on null.
Do you want to just stick a breakpoint on there and we can debug into it?
Okay, I will admit I don't know how to use a breakpoint.
There you go.
Okay.
And then, so you're running right now, so if you go ahead and hit stop.
Oh, okay.
And then this time, not the run button. Give it a second. The little bug next to it.
Oh, okay.
That'll start us in debug mode.
I see.
We can see if that's definitely what we got. There we go. Okay, so what is in controllers right now? Did we actually open up in there?
Oh yeah, okay. Controllers, nothing. Okay, this is...
So, that's interesting.
Maybe let's...
So what do we set controllers to all the way up to the beginning?
It's a list of animation controllers.
So like it's declared...
That is currently null.
Okay, so we need to start that off as an empty list. That would be one issue.
Yes, that's... Yeah, because initially we just had one, so we didn't have this issue here. So that's true.
And the interesting thing is, why didn't it crash in there? Right? Should have called controllers.add and freaked out on us.
Because it would have been null.add, and that wouldn't... Yeah, so this is...
So really, this should be a for each because we're not returning anything out of it, right? Duration
in the map.
Yeah, for each. But that is super weird.
I would like to try doing null.add and see what happens.
It's it should crash at the same.
It should crash.
What is durations again? If we come all the way up,
It's
just to make sure. Underscore durations. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do we get on to a new and more exciting error?
This is when we should use the multiple, because we have multiple animation controllers now. So instead of using the single
multi-ticker state provider.
Yeah, we use the multi. Let's see.
We're gonna get there eventually.
Oh, it's not called that either. It's called
multiple ticker provider.
It says single blah blah.
Use a regular ticker provider.
Okay, of course. Okay.
Oh my god.
Ooh, so are things moving by themselves? That one's moving in that little cyan one right there is moving and at a different rate than the pink.
Yeah, definitely
one next
winking
to it.
at different times.
It's definitely winking is a good.
They're not moving much. Do we want to increase the movement?
Yeah, let's do that. So we did 5, which probably could change to 15. Let's say. Oh, okay, that kind of looks like a lot of them are still moving at the same rate. Although, some are definitely not moving at the same rate. Like that one there is kind of doing its own thing. I'm curious about that other issue up here. If we just did, instead of controllers, we did null.add.
That's, yeah.
See, that would give a...
It wouldn't even let us do it, yeah.
Huh. Strange. I'm not liking how it all sort of shifts down, but some of them are behaving correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me pose this an experiment because we're essentially out of time at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see how many widgets we can make it do.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Before it
crashes. Just freaks out. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we can...
That's a lot of widgets.
I don't know about adding another 0.
It's be like 1 frame per minute.
It's still syncing. It's okay. We're still good. Oh, it might have been too many.
Device has given up.
I mean, maybe I should, instead of that, maybe...
I think at this point, it's not even connected at this point.
Okay,
I think it's
let's try 50,000. I mean, will you have an app with 50,000 widgets that you make that
like 150,000 or something, right?
That you... Oh, yeah, 150,000.
Well, actually,
correct.
we commented out a bunch of them.
Yeah. So right now, it's just 50,000.
Just 50.
That all animate.
Yeah. Will it actually run?
Hearing your laptop suspiciously quiet. Okay, well, 10,000 was fine, so I guess we should just go down here.
All right. I think we can call it. Some mysteries are probably better off left unanswered. But yeah, thank you. That was a fun little experiment. It's also interesting to see Flutter just handle thousands of anything on the screen at once. And a wonderful nostalgia trip back to the 90s.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to those of you who've made it all the way through. Appreciate that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll try to get to them as quickly as I can. And we'll see you next time.